Developers of the game Poppy Play on their YouTube channel Mob Entertainment have posted a new video cassette with the main focus on the character Kissy Missy. Everything that happens on it makes references to the third chapter of the game. As in the previous cassette from the developers with Huggy Wuggy, this cassette is also labeled restricted. That is, not for public attention, but for a number of employees. Also in the title we see the word relocation and the date August 8, 1995. At its core, this cassette is a guide for company employees to move large bodies and transport them. However, it would not be so interesting if the inscription "Do not continue viewing this tape." The same inscription is duplicated in other languages in a smaller font. This message is not entirely clear. Why create a cassette but at the same time inform that it does not look a little off the top of my head, isn't it? From the first frames, we see messages about the extraction of the giant from Warehouse B by company employees who were moving in the dark and stumbling, who would have thought it was Kissy Missy. Next, we see the line Kissy Missy, shackled hand and foot. There are a few employees nearby. We also see step-by-step instructions. The instructions also say that in case of unforeseen circumstances and the safety belts do not work, employees can use brute force against the giant. The next moment of the recording is the loading of the giant with a huge crane onto the train. As you can see, on the arrow to the right of Kissy Missy, the train is heading to Playcare. As we know at the end of the second chapter, our train was moving in this direction when it derailed. Therefore, this ambiguously hints to us that Kissy Missy will play a role in the third chapter. Which one we will find out this year with the release. Step 4 is designated as an emergency consultation. For some reason, the inscription remains in the background and another one appears, with a red warning context that it is worth loosening the belts that bind the giant. Step 5. Inform the train conductor about the proposed route. We see a cabin where 2 notes are placed on the left. We already saw the closest one to us when we set the train in motion. The second one is not distinguishable due to poor quality. The next moment of the video is a speeding train in a tunnel. As the train approaches, on the wall we can make out a barely noticeable inscription: "The hour of joy is near." Step 6. Watch the giant during its transportation, but the inscription again changes to red, which contradicts. It says that you need to loosen the straps that fetter a large body. In the video, we see a motionless Kissy Missy. In step number 7, the red color appears before the white and sounds like "Let go of the straps," while on a white background it says about the delivery to a new location. In the video, we see that Kissy Missy is still immobilized, but her eyes are downcast and seem to be looking at something that is approaching the train. Whatever it is, but in the following frames we see the bodies of the employees of the company and Kissy Missy. There are no seat belts this time. Apparently, someone sabotaged the movement of the train and freed Kissy Missy from her bonds. In the last seconds of the recording, we hear voices screaming in agony, very reminiscent of those we heard in the teaser for Chapter 3. At this point, the record ends, leaving us completely at a loss. We do not understand what kind of red inscriptions were and to whom they were addressed, why they wanted to deliver Kissy Missy to Playcare, who sabotaged the transportation, and how it all relates to the third chapter of the game. Remember how at the beginning of the cassette was the inscription "Do not watch it further"? It is possible that these inscriptions in red carried some kind of message, affecting the subconscious or even taking control of a person, forcing him to do the exact opposite. That is, what the mysterious man wants, or maybe not a man. In any case, it will be revealed in the next chapter, which will help shed light on this mystery. So why is Kissy Missy so important and so focused on her? Perhaps this is due to the functionality of large bodies. As you know, big bodies play their roles in the company. In the first chapter, Huggy Wuggy played the role of a security guard. In Chapter 2, Mommy Longlegs was the caretaker of the PlayStation. It turns out that Kissy Missy is assigned the same role in the next third chapter. perhaps there is a mysterious prototype behind all this, which we have already seen at the end of the second chapter, after the elimination of Mommy Long Legs. What do we know about him? Almost nothing. He probably saved the toys from people and sets them up against them. A likely analogy is with such a series as The World of the Wild West, where robots rebelled against their own creators. The year on the cassette was listed as 1995, the time when the factory was still functioning normally. The audible scream of children was most likely the beginning of the end for the factory and the beginning of the actions of a mysterious stranger under whom we suspect the prototype. What could all this mean? If at the end of the second chapter we were not far from the kindergarten, we will become an eyewitness of what happened behind the scenes at the moment of terrible screams of people. Was there a terrible prototype behind all this, or was another role assigned to him, and behind all this is a third person in general? However, who he is and what goals he pursues, we will most likely find out already with the release of the long-awaited third chapter. Thank you for watching my video. Give it a like if you liked it, to promote the recommendations. I would be grateful for a subscription with a bell and a comment under the video. Good luck to you, dear viewers.